Exact.
We're live.
Okay.
We're live. Hi. Hi, everybody. It's me, Dani from OKDani.com.
Hi, friends. Welcome, welcome.
I think this is the first one that you've done that you weren't wearing one of your beautiful wraps. And
Alex just said that. He was like, "Aren't you going to put on a head wrap?" I'm like, "I'm just going to wear it out today. It's been a long Monday, so my wig is."
That he noticed, and I like their hair.
Thanks, boo. How you doing?
Hey, Mallory. Oh, folks are here. Hi, guys.
Say hi to
you so we can see who's on. Oh, Brittany, you have to introduce yourself.
Oh, hi, friends. So my name is Brittany Miner of Mascara.com. I blog about beauty, lifestyle, family, whatever I want to talk about. Dani, tell us about who you are and what you blog about.
Well, I said I'm Dani from OKDani.com. I blog about family, lifestyle, wellness, and travel. So it's perfect that we're talking about travel today. And I'm really excited because I love solo travel. How do you travel alone a lot, Brittany?
I don't.
Let us know if you travel solo.
Solo travel is my new baby. I've mostly done a lot of travel for work or with family. So I just got into solo travel, intentional solo travel last year. And so my goal is to do at least one intentional, not like, oh, I'm going for work and then I'm going to do something for myself, but a trip that is just for me by myself. So I'm excited about this.
I like that idea. Although I do like when I travel for work, I do like having like a time that I'm not a mom, like momcations, and I love them. Even if I have to do work, I'm still not catering to someone else and keeping someone else alive, you know?
It's better than nothing. I feel like there's no right or wrong way to have a solo trip. If you can just do it your way and live in the moment and enjoy it, then you've succeeded. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Hey, Mallory. I met Mallory at Blog Her. I'm happy she's here.
Awesome. I love her.
She's sweet.
I feel like I met her at a Blog Her before, or maybe Blogalicious. Where did we meet, Mallory? But yes, so she hasn't taken a solo vacay yet.
Yeah.
So work still counts. Work still counts, Mallory, in my opinion.
Let me get my notes up while everybody's still coming in here. Just so you guys know, our little chat's going to be for 30 minutes, and I will give us a halfway mark note. So at 15 minutes, I'll let us know that, hey, we got 15 minutes left, and then at 5 minutes till we'll wrap it up. So if you have any questions or thoughts or experiences you want to share, get them in because we want to know about your solo travel experiences. Have you solo traveled? Would you ever solo travel? Why or why not?
What was your first? My first solo trip was a month in Guatemala. And I wanted to go and like volunteer and learn Spanish and stuff. And I was just like, I'm going to quit my job and go.
That's amazing, Dani.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. That was my very first, like, and international too. I think.
Wow.
It wasn't my first international trip, but it was my first solo, and I loved it. And I stayed like with families. I didn't stay in hotels. It was really cool. I loved it.
When did you do that? Was that like in high school, college, post-college?
That was post-college. I was working. I was just like, I'm sick of this crap. I need to go away somewhere. I was like 27.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The first time I can think about my first solo trip, meaning I got on a plane by myself, was when I was 22 and I went to where did I go? I was in LA and flew to Atlanta and stayed by myself. And it was such a big freaking deal because I'd never stayed in a hotel by myself before then. But my first trip just for me by myself was last year to the Bahamas. I'd flown before with family and work, but I'd never flown to a destination by myself and stayed by myself until Nassau last year. And
I remember that trip of yours.
Yes, it was like this big thing. It was my pre-holiday, pre-birthday, pre-New Year's Eve trip, and it was just life-changing. And so now I'm like the solo travel queen. I'm like, are you on a solo trip? Like, I want everyone to do a solo trip because it changed my world. And so now that's all I talk about are solo trips.
Yeah. I love them. I like the getaway. I like having time for myself if I want to just work or just write for fun, read, just anything for my self-care. I appreciate it. Lynn says she never travels alone for fun yet, but she's done conferences and stuff. Oh my God. I was so judging you. I was like, what did this girl do? Was she drinking? Like, why is she?
Oh man, she just had really bad nerves. Her nerves were shot.
I'm so sorry you were nervous. You didn't tell me you were nervous. She was like, oh, I have a headache. I must have eaten something. You were trying to play it off.
Aww.
That was a fun trip, though. You had a good time. At least after that part, we had a good time. And we tipped the cleaning lady well. So
I think a lot of people, I mean, the nervousness of traveling by yourself is definitely there. Did you experience that before you went to Guatemala? Was it before or during, or like, when did you ever feel that? Or did you never feel it?
It was when I boarded the plane. That's when I was like, am I going to be safe? What am I doing? Yeah. And I was like, I'll live. And I did.
And you never felt nervous again throughout the trip? So during the trip, you were perfectly fine?
No, I felt pretty safe. As soon as I got there and I heard Spanish all around me, my Spanish came back for the most part. And I just, I felt comfortable. And I was like, okay, well, I'm from New York. I can get around anywhere, I'm sure.
Yeah. That probably helps too when you're from a larger city and you're used to different people and different surroundings that you have. When I did my first solo trip, I wanted to go to a country where the people look like me. So I could that sounds crazy, but I wanted to blend in. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be going to Tokyo where I'm like,
look at that tourist.
Exactly. I don't speak the language. I wanted to go where I spoke the language, could use the money easily, and could really just acclimate myself and just fit in instead of looking like an obvious tourist. So that's why I chose Nassau. And oh my gosh, Nassau's like home now. The lady who I stay with, the Airbnb that I stayed at, she emails me all the time. She's like my Bahamian aunt. So whenever I talk to people about solo trips, the first thing they tell me is, why would you want to travel by yourself? Why would you not want to be with your partner? I know, with your partner or your kids or friends, or why would you want to do this by yourself? So what would you say to people who just think it's strange to do this by yourself?
I mean, if you think it's strange, then maybe it's just not for you. Maybe you feel that travel is just, to be done in a crowd or with others. But I personally like to get away, explore on my own time frame, do what I want to do, not have to worry about, is he or she having fun? Is he or she hungry? Like, I don't want to have to worry about everyone all the time. I just want to worry about me sometimes. And if I don't want to eat all day and I just want to drink and lay on the beach, that's what I'm going to do. Or if I want to go and hit every single thing on a super time clock, very rigid schedule, then that's what I want to do and not have to worry about, is this person having fun with me? Mm-hmm. It's for me. Like, why not?
And I think you're right in that it's not for everyone, and that's okay. A lot of my friends are just kind of like, well, I don't want to, it doesn't sound fun to me. That's cool. You don't have to do a solo trip then. Welcome to freedom of choice. You don't have to do it. But for those that are just, is this for me? Is this something I could do? Those are the people I talk to, because I feel like those are the ones who just need that little push and encouragement to at least try. Yeah. And if a trip to Guatemala is intimidating, because that sounds terrifying for me as my first solo trip, so that can make me But if you can't do that, then freaking go to a hotel in your neighborhood, in your city, a town over, and crash and do a staycation and explore a certain part of your city or the state over. Take a road trip by yourself if you aren't ready for a flight and, international travel. I feel like it doesn't have to be this big grand thing for it to be fun and exciting.
It doesn't. Yeah. I mean, just like you said, a staycation I think would be the most appropriate starting point. Like, take a weekend at your nearest hotel with a pool and see how you do. See if you feel anxious, see if you feel lonely or bored, and then see what you would want to do to counteract that if you were to try again somewhere more exotic or fun. Mm-hmm. Maybe you'll just have to bring a lot of things to keep your mind busy or figure out what it is you want to do while you're alone. But also, you might want to set goals before you even step away. Like, do you work on a project? Do you want to just do self-care type things or personal development type activities? Like, it's your time. You can do what you want.
That setting a plan for what you want to do, I think, is important. I didn't do that when I went to Nassau. I was kind of like, I'm going to just go and let the wind take me, which is kind of my spirit. And it sounds great, but then the first day in, I was just like, I'm not used to not doing anything. Mom life, you're used to always doing something and, tending to someone else's needs or the household needs or business needs, and not having any of that made me feel like it felt strange. And so the first day I was there, I spent the entire day just kind of like not doing anything, which sounds great, but
sometimes you need that.
I know. And I just wish I would have had a better plan, because had I had a better plan, I wouldn't have felt like I wasted my day. So the next day, before I went to bed that night, I kind of sat down. I said, I'm going to pitch Atlantis, see if I can get some press tickets. And I did. So I went out there and I explored the city. I went to restaurants. So a plan for me works a little bit better, because then I feel like I'm not wasting my time. But if you want to go for vacation purposes and not do anything, that's great too.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to just vegetate. But I can't do that every day of a vacation. I need to like explore, talk to people, or I go insane. Unless it's a workcation.
Yeah.
For that, it's like I got to get these things done, and then I can relax a little bit and then get back to work.
Yeah.
You know, trade off of time. Oh, people are talking. Sorry, hold on. Let's see.
Oh, I can't see them. Only you can.
Okay, I'm going to show. Crystal says 2 weeks ago she took her 17-year-old and her 2 friends to the beach. That's fun. Nice. They got their own room. She was free. That's nice. Oh, in San Diego. I was just in San Diego too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, being that quiet time, just and being away. It's different if you're alone at home. Like if your whole family leaves and you're home alone, it's still different than if you're outside of your normal environment, right? Yeah. That sounds like a great trip. And you're a nice mom, taking her friends too. Shoot. Let's see who else. Stephanie says a staycation sounds nice. Aw, what about it makes you nervous? Like, what's the part that is giving you the feelings of anxiety? I'm curious.
When I hear people say that they're nervous, and I want to hear what Stephanie says too. A lot of people say I don't know the area, stranger danger, and I'm like, dude, there's strangers in your neighborhood. You know what I mean? Yeah. And maybe that doesn't help people, but yeah, you know, right. And I feel like we're kind of around a lot of people that we don't always know. So, again, your Guatemalan trip, I know Spanish, so that would be easier for me. But if any other country where they don't speak English or Spanish, I'd be nervous, but I'd do it anyway.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you'd be adventurous.
Yeah, I do it. I want to do Italy. Italy is my big solo trip goal. So
yeah, that would be cool. Crystal says that Mascara was her first. And she said she's not going to let mom guilt get her down. Good. I think we need it. I think moms, especially moms, need it because we're so busy taking care of everybody. And sometimes be a woman away, not taking care of a damn body.
And how good did it feel, Crystal, to just have like a bed to yourself and not have to change a butt or worry about someone's breakfast or dinner? And doesn't it feel fantastic? Like,
I know she was happy.
Yeah.
She left those 3 girls in their own room and she just sat back in her queen bed like,
you get to watch whatever you want on TV. It's the best life. I love a solo trip.
No compromising. I love to travel alone, but I don't like to go more than 2 days now that I'm married. Aw, Aisha, that's going to change, girl. Just kidding.
No, I think it's important people know what works for them. I'm not in the business of forcing people to do solo trips. It needs to be something you feel comfortable with, because if you go on a solo trip and you're just like, I'm anxious, I hate it, I'm uncomfortable, I'm miserable, then you wasted your time and probably money. So a solo trip needs to be something you want to do, or at least want to try to do. I think moms especially should try it once, even if it's at a hotel down the street from their house. It's a freaking game changer, man.
I agree.
It really is. Let me see. I got some
are nervous about it. If you go in with a plan, like you schedule a bunch in the 2 days or however long you're going for, I think that kind of will help with your anxiety, because you know, well, at least I'm here for 2 hours and then I know I have to get from here to here, and you'll feel more comfortable because you are scheduled and you know where you're going next. It might feel a little bit less daunting than, all these days in this strange place. A plan might help you feel more together.
And I also think, in addition to having a plan, consider the stories that you can tell when you get back home to your kids, to your partner, to your friends, to your parents, just what you experienced and what you saw. I get so excited just kind of recreating the story or retelling the stories that I experienced in the Bahamas. And I want to carry that with me individually. You know, it's important for me to have things that only I've experienced. And maybe that's selfish, but I like having that, you know, and I like being able to say, mommy did this, mommy did that. And, you know, my kids' eyes getting all big, like, you went by yourself, and just, you know, they look at me differently. And that's important to me. I want them to know that they can do the things they want to do without, well, daddy didn't go with you, or you went by yourself. I want them to see that, you know, and maybe that's my version of motherhood and womanhood, and that I like to do things by myself, and I want my kids to feel the same way. I love telling stories, and I don't want to always have to share the story. I want to tell my own story.
For the people who are nervous about it too, a tip that I would recommend is when you're on your family vacation, take one day away and plan it out before you go, to have one day, like, and definitely not the first day you get there, so that you're acclimated with the area or the resort or whatever, and just plan, tell your spouse and your kids, like, well, on Wednesday, mommy's not going to be with you. And maybe take a tour on your own, or just do some activity away from the family so that you have solo time and see what it's like to be alone away. And then you have that safety net of knowing, well, in the evening, I'm back to my hubby and kids, and I'll be safe if that's your concern. So just a tip.
That's a good point. I've actually never done that on a trip before. I think we have them coming up. I don't have any trips planned with the family, but that's a good idea, because that way you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get family time and couple time, and then you get some solo time. And if it's too much solo time where you're just like, I can't do this, then you go back to your people.
Exactly. You can just take out the waters. We do that on cruises, especially because the kids can be in the kids club. John can go to whatever he wants to do, and I can just be like, free from everybody. But then I know
everyone's happy. Everybody's happy. How do you tell moms who deal with mom guilt to kind of, maybe moms who want to do solo trips, but they feel like they can't because they will get mom guilt? How would you encourage them to get past that?
Mom guilt is so pervasive, and I feel like we will create guilt out of nowhere. I know sometimes it is inspired by the kids, like, you know, they'll hold on to your leg, mama, don't go. But sometimes I feel like we build it up more in ourselves than it actually is. So it's hard to just say, hey, release that guilt and try it, because we have so much attached to that, to those feelings of guilt and of those feelings that cause us to feel the guilt. So I don't know. I think I would say do what you can. So maybe start with an afternoon away that you normally wouldn't take, and just go do something, you know, try to feel guilt-free doing something for yourself, and then try to expand it to a day and see how it works for you. Because again, it's not for everyone. Mom guilt or not, it might not be for you, but just try it out and see, because we can't let our kids and our feelings of what we feel we're doing, how it impacts our children, hold us back from amazing experiences. It's not fair to us, and our children wouldn't want us to do that.
No, you don't want to cripple yourself like that. I'm late, but we have 12 minutes left.
Oh, wow. We're zipping through this.
Well, I see some questions.
Yeah. Crystal said that she's, I guess, agreeing with what you were saying earlier. Yeah, it shows how independent you are and strong. And that's exactly, it's a very important example to give to your kids. Hold on, we got another comment here from Marcia. I think I might be saying your name wrong. Sorry.
Nope, that's how you say it. She's my friend. I met her at Blocker too.
Oh, hi. If you bring the kids and the husband a gift back from where you visited, it helps them not miss you so much, and helps with mom guilt too, at least in my house.
That's true.
Keeping in contact while you're away. That's a great point. Come back something, and then that also helps with the storytelling that you were saying, Brittany. Yeah, there's be in contact with them. Go live. Show them where you are, or FaceTime, whatever it is for iPhone people.
There's an app called Marco Polo, and Marco Polo, it's got it looks almost like the Google Chrome icon, but it's a little app that you can send messages. So it works really well when my husband travels or I'm traveling. You can send messages via video to people, and they can watch them whenever. So if for whatever reason you can't go live because of connection, or, I can just leave a message and say, hey, mommy loves you, sleep tight, good night, and they can read it or listen to it whenever. And that's a great way to stay in touch with family while you're gone. And for me, that's important. I don't really suffer from mom guilt when I travel. I don't know if that makes me a terrible mom or not. I don't. I'm like, look, love you. I know, and it helps when I know that they're well taken care of. If they're in a place with family or whomever that's taking care of them, I really have no reason to worry. I'm not feeling like I can take care of them really well, so that's what gets me going. But if I ever do get that feeling, being able to send them messages and then them sending me messages, it's just, I feel at peace, you know? So I think it helps if you're a mom, if you have a way to talk to your kids while you're gone, but not in a way that's crippling to you or them. So if kids are visually upset because you're talking to them too much, then, you know, maybe not a good idea.
Yeah.
You don't need anybody getting really sad.
Mom feels about travel. I have it for other things, but not about travel. My aunts, God, as soon as I drop the kids off with my aunts, they're being fed and spoiled, and I'm just like, keep them. I'm going to extend the trip.
They're
oh, good. I'm glad I got it right. Sorry, Crystal is saying that she goes for spouses. That goes for spouses too. You can't let them feel guilty for wanting to travel.
Yeah.
I'm glad my husband's not like that. He's like, go, have fun.
Because he knows what, happy wife? Yeah. Like, come on. My husband, he tried to pull that once when I was leaving. He was like, well, you're going to leave. You know what? Because I think one of the kids was sick. And so he was just, well, I said,
you got this. I have every faith in you, husband. You can do this.
I really do. And I'm not worried. I do have a question that a couple of people asked me in the lounge. They were wondering, and I guess it can relate to solo travel, but packing, how to pack, since we're minimalists or comfy minimalists, how to pack on a solo trip easily.
Don't look at me. You answer this. I don't know. Let me tell you, I just got back from Blog Her. I had 12 outfits in there for 2 days.
Are you serious, Dani?
Judge me if you want to. I can't, but it all fit in a little carry-on. I'll tell you that much. It all fit in a carry-on.
Why did you have so many pieces?
Because I'm like, well, what if I'm cold? Well, what if I feel fat? Well, what if I don't want to wear that? What if I want to wear pants? I'm like, what if queen when it comes to packing? So judge me if you want to. I can't answer this question. I can't help.
Wow. Okay. So when I pack, wait, what is that you have?
I got it from Blog Her, and I'm really making use of it. I've been using it all day.
I'm laughing because mine's in the bedroom. Like I just had it a minute ago. The fidget spinner. Where is it? I just had it. That's crazy. That is crazy that you have that. Okay, so packing minimally, Dani can't help us with, but all I can recommend is to, if you are a what-if person like Dani, then you can't do it, and that's fine. You just have to find a way to,
all same shoes.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the big, clunky, heavy.
Right. I don't pack a lot of shoes. I think for Blog Her, I packed 2 pairs of shoes, and if they didn't work with whatever I was wearing, then I was just going to be looking off, and I didn't care. I love packing cubes, or I should have brought them with me, but they're these little things that you can buy them on Amazon, and they're about $19-20, and they help organize your suitcase. You roll your clothes up really tightly. I mean, you roll your clothes. And this works if you're, because I'm a plus size girl, and I was all skeptical when I saw people do this on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's easy for you because you're size 2. No, it works even if your clothes are larger. You just roll them really tightly and put them in these cubes. And you can put 10 days worth of clothes in a cube that will fit in a carry-on. I kid you not, this will work. So that's what I can recommend as far as packing a lot of stuff in a little suitcase. I only carry-on. Are you the same way, Dani? You only do carry-on?
I do now. Now I am. And I got that from my friend Ronnie, the travel guru. Check out her website for everything travel.
Yeah.
But she literally, I'm not exaggerating. We went to Blogalicious. This was the size of her suitcase. I'm not exaggerating. She was packed for 4 years in there. And I had a full-size suitcase, and I was packed for 3 days. I don't know how she did it, but
okay. So how does she? We should have bring her on here. How does she do that?
Next travel episode, we'll bring her on.
Okay.
Packing cubes, and she had mad jewelry too, but she had lots of dresses that were light, that were easy to roll up, and then things that she kind of mixed and matched. But it was literally the size of a thimble.
Okay.
And she had stuff for the whole. I was like, I was amazed.
She'll have to be on our next travel segment so that we can, because that. Wow.
She was serious. Yeah, she was serious.
I need more. But there is a way to pack lightly. If I prefer carry-ons because I don't want to have to deal with, baggage claim and all of that stuff. Marcia's going back to Cuba because she went to Cuba not too long ago. When are they going to emails?
You better go soon. Like, clock's ticking.
I know. I want to try to do Cuba before y'all's president,
So,
...
So I don't know how to help you with that. I hope Brittany's tips helped you because I can't. Lynn said she's a chronic overpacker. I'm glad we're in the same club. High five.
That I think takes time. I think that takes time. And I'm not an overpacker for myself, but for the kids, oh, forget about it. I pack clothes for like, what if it's bad with the kids. I can't.
Don't even get me started. I'm like, they're going to get cold. They're going to get hot. What if it rains? What if they grow a size while we're away?
What if somebody pees on themselves or throws up on themselves or they need to take a picture? It's just too much. Yeah.
It's bad. You should have seen how we packed for the cruise. But I have vowed that for beaches, we're going to Turks and Caicos in October. I am not doing that. I'm going to be a minimalist packer by then. So I've got a goal and I'm going to.
Right. You should do a video on that, Dani.
I'm sorry?
Do a video on that.
I am going to do a video on it. You wait.
Okay. All right. We have 4 minutes left. So if you have any questions for us about your solo tripping, why you don't want to do it, why you want to do it, if you want us to convince you really quickly why you need to do it, suggestions on where to go, how to do it, let us know. We've got a good 3 minutes and 30 seconds left.
Hey, Janelle. You guys are late, man. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see if I missed any comments from earlier though. Let's see.
Trying to see.
Marcia's daughter was just playing with her spinner. I think.
I got
all the comments.
I was looking for because I had my notes up and now I don't have them, so I want to pull them up really quickly while we're still waiting for questions.
I say try it. No matter if you're nervous or not, try one of the baby steps that we suggested. And if you're not nervous, I say book it ASAP, boo, because you will love it. Plan it out. Don't worry about anyone else but you. You deserve that time. Like, It's okay to be selfish. It is okay. I promise. The house won't burn down. Everyone will be alive when you get back. It'll be fine. So go and
a lot of people want to know about how to do this affordably. Janelle wants to know where to go. So what I recommend is maybe try Florida, not too far from family. Okay, so I recommend checking Groupon to see if there are any coupons or deals in your area. Groupon is popping. Like, I didn't hear about this until, I've known about Groupon, but I haven't used it in a couple of years. But a friend of mine just booked a trip a few towns over from a coupon she got from Groupon. So check Groupon to see if you see any deals in your area, spas, at hotels. And
to Groupon, when you find the thing on Groupon, go to TripAdvisor and make sure what Groupon is saying is actually true, because I've been hearing stories.
What stories? Hey, Crystal.
I've just been hearing stories, girl. Hey, Crystal. You're in South Florida, Janelle? Aren't you down in Miami?
Orlando.
I'm sorry?
Janelle's in Orlando. So, Janelle, you could do something like...
So you come down to the Palm Beaches. We've got the Breakers. We've got the whole island of Palm Beach. There's so many beautiful resorts that you can go, not be too far, and still feel comfortable. You know the language. You know the people. It might be a nice place to just relax, have a workcation, staycation.
Crystal just popped on, and she just did her first solo trip to Disney. So how about that?
Congratulations, Crystal.
Which I can't imagine would be easy, but she did that by herself.
Wait, hold on. Are we talking Crystal Monique?
Yes.
You went to Disney? Girl, we need to talk, because just 2 days ago you were like, wah. Okay, we need to talk about Disney, miss.
Janelle, St. Augustine would be great too. So if you want to, if down south is too crazy, you want something a little more just quiet, St. Augustine is a great option.
That's true.
There are lots of options around Florida. Florida is pretty great for solo travel.
Full of fun places, relaxing places. Hold on, let me pull this up. Here's a tip from Lynn. She says some ladies at Blog Her was telling her about Priceline Express. Okay. Awesome retail deals. Good to know. John was obsessed with Priceline.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Obsessed.
Okay, we got 20 seconds. Wrap it up.
Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you coming by. Take a solo trip if you can. Staycation if you can't. What you got to say, Brittany?
Leave if you have any other suggestions. Even though we're leaving, keep your comments going because our videos stay up. So keep sharing the thoughts and suggestions and recommendations. And with that,
I don't appreciate that rude buzzer.
That's my Google timer. That's it. All right, lovely ladies.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye. Are we off? Yeah, we're off.